Welcome to another episode of our trio. And today on our trio, first, we talking about why are black people so lazy. Second, we talking about the critical race theory. And third, we talking about getting vaccinated. Our trio, let's go.
Do it, 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 do it.
We hear so much about the slavery. 300 years ago, our grandfathers were slaves, or 200 years ago, our grandfathers were slaves. Well, for God's sakes, did we have anything to do with that? I had no part in it. I had no slaves. My folks didn't. My grandparents didn't. Are they blaming us for what happened 3 years ago? Let's forget the past. Think of the future. Build up the future. And why keep hemming and hawing over the same thing over and over and over again? And they say, you must give me land because my grandfather was a slave. Well, then I would say, for God's sakes, find the man who had your grandfather as a slave and then demand the land from him. Don't bother me because I had no part of it.
Across the country, we asked whites whether the main reason Negroes had not made more progress was because of racial discrimination or because Negroes have not worked hard enough. This lawyer expressed a view we heard most often.
We find there is a reluctance upon the part of too many Negroes, particularly among the young, to take the hard and remunerative jobs that must be necessary to earn a living. There is a feeling that for some reason somebody owes them a living.
Just about half of whites in our survey said the Negro has not made more progress because he has not worked hard enough. Only 15% blames discrimination. Some had no opinion.
I feel that they're basically lazy. When this summer, for example, opportunity was given to them to better themselves in getting as many jobs as possible in various fields of retail, wholesale, and they don't take the full advantage of accepting the responsibility of going out for these jobs. They feel that they're not good enough for them.
About half of whites agreed with this woman, that Negroes tend to be lazy more than whites.
Every race have lazy people. No matter if you're black, Mexican, white, Chinese, whatever. So just to say black people is lazy is not true. Now ask yourself, who is the real lazy people in the situation of what's going on in America? Years ago, the Europeans in America had to go all the way to Africa, enslave people, and bring them all the way back to America to work for them. Why couldn't y'all go out there and plow the fields for yourselves? Why couldn't they go out there and pick cotton for themselves? So, when we look at the definition of lazy, it's unwilling to work or use energy. That is not a black problem. A lot of races deal with that problem. But since we want to talk about the black race and say they are lazy, let's get into why are people lazy. They say laziness stems from a lack of self-esteem. So maybe for the black people that are lazy, they suffering from a lack of self-esteem. When you constantly keep a man down and constantly oppress him, he start to lose self-esteem. He not looking at black people as generals, as gods. Nah, he looking at them as prisoners, gangsters. You know, he not seeing his true self. He see the white man as a god and not the black man. They say another reason people are lazy is because of a lack of positive representation by others. So when you constantly say black people are lazy, black people don't do this, black people don't do that, the weak-minded person start to take that into consideration. Like, hey, you think I'm lazy, I'm going to be lazy. And they say another reason people are lazy because of a lack of interest in the activity that they're partaking in, or because they don't believe what they're doing is the right thing. So maybe a lot of black people in America don't believe they in the right place. Don't believe their life is meant to work all day for a demand. Now, Black people built this country. Y'all know we are not lazy. We have superior genetics. Now looking at that video, it's old, but a lot of white people still feel that way. But don't worry about it. Keep doing what you are doing. You are not lazy. You are a king. You are a queen. Stay strong. The critical race theory will officially be in effect September the 1st, 2021. Now what does this mean? This means in school, they not going to teach our kids that the system was designed by racist people to keep black people down. Now, you can't hide history. And if you ever want to give your kids a history lesson, send them to the Art Trio channel and I'm going to get them right. Now, we can't rely on school to teach our kids the right things, because they only cover about 8% of black history in school, in which, you know, they water it down and whitewash it. They call it the critical race theory. It's not a theory that white people kept black people down. It's not a theory that it's harder for a black man to make it in business than it is a white man. This country was built on racism. How can you build something on racism and expect it just to go away and call it a theory? When my house was built, it was built on a good foundation. Now that's a theory? Like, let's not talk about what the house was built on. We don't know. No, it's not a theory. It's built on a tough foundation. Just like this country was built on a racist foundation. It's not a theory, it's facts. So teach your kids what's right. Don't rely on the government to teach them. Of course they're not going to teach them everything they need to know. But it's your job to teach them. And like I said, if you want your kids to know the truth, tell them to watch the Art Trio channel.
Next.
Getting vaccinated. I'm not getting vaccinated. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel either two things went on. Number one, the government rushed this vaccine and don't fully know the side effects of it in the long term. And reason number two, that maybe the government been having this vaccine already made up and were just ready to make money off of this pandemic. But either way, I'm not taking it, because I believe in physical health. I believe in mental health. And I believe in spiritual health. So I feel the universe already provides us with everything that we need. So it's simple as eating right. It's simple as working out. It's simple as being spiritually awoke to what's going on around you. So I encourage everyone to eat healthy. Get a good night's sleep. Protect your spiritual and mental energy. And if you decide you want to take the vaccine, hey, that's on you. But for me, I say no to vaccinations.